everyone, Dr. Kinsley here again. I just wanted to give you a couple of quick tips and reminders as you complete the pre-course reflection and the start into your portfolio, which is very, very exciting. I know it's kind of intimidating. I find it very intimidating as well. So you're not alone, but it's also really exciting. So you get to sort of choose your own designs. Please make sure that you are in the Writer's Studio template because otherwise there are a lot of templates on there. The ASU template is something different than the Writer's Studio template. So you want to make sure that you're using our template and follow the instructions carefully. So there are some things you don't want to delete. There are some things you'll add on to later. Certainly take ownership over it. Feel free to play around with it. There's a lot of leeway within the template that you can utilize. Also, the second thing the second pitfall that happens for a lot of people is that you need to go into the permissions and make sure that it's visible to the Writer's Studio, to ASU, so that, sorry, I'm worried my dog's about to bark. So she's on alert over something. But you want to make sure that that's visible, not just to me, right? So that's an option is it says visible to me. Meaning you, and so it's only visible to you. So make sure that that's visible so that I can see it as well as your peers. If it's not, I'll send you a message via Canvas. Oh, the other important thing is that you include a link in the assignment. So I can find your portfolio through Digication, but it's just good practice to include the link in the assignment so that I can grade and give you feedback there. If you don't provide that link, it's a little bit trickier to not only to find your portfolio, but also to be able to give you the kind of feedback you deserve. So make sure you include that link, make sure it's visible. And those are the sort of technical issues you need to be aware of. Outside of that, again, feel free to play with it. Be as open and vulnerable as you want. Think about this thematically. So this is just the beginning, but eventually you will want to think through this portfolio in terms of connecting all the pieces together for some sort of thesis, purpose, general idea. Whether it's your journey, whether you start to see a theme in that journey in the coming weeks, be aware of that as you revise. So your About Me page, your home page will definitely change as the course progresses. Each page, so the reflections page, the invention work pages, each project page, like anything you add, it's best to create a landing page, some sort of paragraph that lets us know what that page is about. So not just throwing all your invention work into a page. Again, you're not doing that tonight, but so not just throwing stuff into a section, but explaining like, this is the journey I experienced. This is how my project evolved. This is what I learned from it. Like here's the evidence of that. Because one of the things you want to think about with this portfolio is, if other people are seeing this, what is it that you want them to take from it? What do you want them to learn from your journey? Again, these are all things to think about as we progress through the course. But it's good to start thinking about them now. I always suggest to people that you keep sort of a daily or weekly record of your reflections, so you're not just sitting down the night that a reflection is due and trying to remember what your experience has been like in the last few weeks. For this pre-course reflection, you want to have evidence. If you feel like you don't have evidence, think about emails or journaling or lists, grocery lists, text messages. There's so many ways that we compose art, clothing options, Instagram. I don't know. There are so many things. Notes to your children, to your loved ones, to the car you accidentally bumped into in the grocery store. I don't know. Anyway, there are a lot of ways we compose, and that's all evidence. And that's, for the purpose of this assignment, that's worth reflecting upon. Thinking about where you stand as a writer, as a communicator in this moment. That's, I think, the most general advice I can give you in terms of evidence for the pre-course reflection. In terms of actually composing the reflection, please be thorough, be thoughtful. Every time you bring a point up, explain it. A good rule of thumb for writing, both in reflections and in your projects and in any kind of writing, is if at any point you think, I think they understand what I'm talking about, that's probably pretty clear. Use that as a red flag. Anytime you think to yourself, like, no, that makes sense, it probably doesn't, and it needs more explanation, because we want it to make sense. We want it to be a little bit easier than it is. So use that as a red flag of like, no, I need to explain this a little bit further. So lots of explanation in these reflections. Be thorough. Keep in mind you are bringing your audience along into your journey with you. So this is just sort of chapter 1, and they will be curious. And remember also that your audience isn't just me, and it isn't just your peers. The idea of the audience for this portfolio is people who want to learn about rhetoric and composition, who want to know how to better communicate with people, and who can learn from your experience in the coming weeks. So that's just a general idea, just some tips for you as you complete this assignment. If you have any questions, email me, and I hope that you are having a wonderful week. Okay, so I think that's it for now. Yeah. All right. I'll see you soon.